All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachach Kodash. The honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. So today, I'm going to get into First Samuel, the 13th chapter, you know, and yeah, let's get right into it. So this is the book of First Samuel, the 13th chapter, verse 1, and it reads, Saul reigned 1 year when he had reigned 2 years over Israel. Saul chose him 3,000 men of Israel, whereof 2,000 were with Saul in Michmash and in Mount Bethel, and 1,000 were with Jonathan in Gibeah of Benjamin. And the rest of the people he sent every man to his tent. And Jonathan smote the garrison of the Philistines that was in Geba, and the Philistines heard of it. And Saul blew the trumpet throughout all the land, saying, Let the Hebrews hear. And all Israel heard say that Saul had smitten a garrison of Philistines, and that Israel also had an abomination with the Philistines, and the people were called together after Saul to Gilgal. That's so far. Um, you have Jonathan smote the garrison of Philistines, and a garrison is basically where a number of troops are stationed at like a city or spot to defend it. Right? What is a garrison? A garrison is a group of soldiers stationed in a fort, town, or other locations to defend the air. That's basically it. So it wasn't like their main. It wasn't like the Philistines' main camp or anything like that. Just a garrison of them. Verse 5. And the Philistines gathered themselves together to fight with Israel, 30,000 chariots and 6,000 horsemen, and people as the sand which is on the seashore in multitude. And they came up and pitched in Michmash, eastward from Beth Aven. Oh yeah, I forgot to. Okay, yeah. When the men of Israel saw that they were in a strait, for the people were distressed, then the people did hide themselves in caves and in thickets and in rocks and in high places and in pits. Wait, so let me see. Let me see. So you have the Philistines gathered themselves 30,000 chariots, 6,000 horsemen. And so you had people that were in chariots, people that were on horsemen, and then people that were on foot, over 36,000. And then, over here it says Saul chose himself 3,000 men of Israel, wherefore 2,000 were with Saul and Michmash, and 1,000 were with Jonathan. So they were outnumbered. Hmm. Now you can see why they were distressed. Or they were very outnumbered. So they hid. Verse 7. And some of the Hebrews went over Jordan to the land of Gad and Gilead. As for Saul, he was yet in Gilgal, and all the people followed him trembling. The people that followed him were shook. And he tarried 7 days according to the set time that Samuel had appointed. But Samuel came not to Gilgal, and the people were scattered from him. So his own troops were running away. He realized Samuel didn't come in that time he said he will come, and then he realized people were running away. Okay. And Saul said, Bring hither a burnt offering to me, and peace offerings. And he offered the burnt offering. And it came to pass that as soon as he had made an end of offering the burnt offering, Behold, Samuel came, and Saul went out to meet him, that he might salute him. Now, Saul done fucked up, you know. He was supposed to have weight. What was it? First Samuel 10 and 8. Yeah, there we go. Um, yeah, this was when yeah, this is when Samuel was anointing king, anointing Saul privately first and telling him, giving him signs. So yeah, this is First Samuel 10 and 8. And thou shalt go down before me to Gilgal, and behold, I will come down unto thee to offer burnt offerings and to sacrifice sacrifices of peace offerings. 7 days shalt thou tarry till I come to thee and show thee what thou shalt do. Right, so basically, all he had to do was wait for Samuel. That's what Saul had to do. Saul, all he had to do was wait for Samuel. Samuel didn't tell him to do anything else. Just told him to wait, and then Samuel himself will come do the offerings, and then show him what to do. But nope, what did Saul do? What was it? Yeah, he did the burnt and peace offerings himself. But Samuel didn't tell him to do that. He just told him to wait for him to come. He said 7 days, okay, because he took. Let me see. It doesn't say how many days Samuel took here, but basically all Saul had to do was wait for Samuel. Sure, Samuel gave him a specific time frame, but like he should know that Saul should know that Samuel will still end up coming. So Saul done fucked up. First Samuel 13:11, and it reads, and Samuel said, what hast thou done? And Saul said, because I saw that the people were scattered from me, and thou camest not within the days appointed, and that the Philistines gathered themselves together at Michmash. Therefore said I, the Philistines will come down now upon me to Gilgal, and I have not made supplication unto the Lord. I forced myself thereof, therefore, and offered a burnt offering. And Samuel said to Saul, oh, thou hast done foolishly. Thou hast not kept the commandment of the Lord thy power, which he commanded thee. For now would the Lord have established thy kingdom upon Israel forever. But now thy kingdom shall not continue. The Lord hath sought him a man after his own heart, and the people have commanded him to be a captain over his people. Because thou hast not kept that which the Lord commanded thee. And Samuel arose and gat him up from Gilgal to Gibeah of Benjamin. And Saul numbered the people that were present with him, about 600 men. Damn. all the other people fled. That's crazy. And Saul and Jonathan his son and the people that were present with them abode in Gibeah of Benjamin, but the Philistines encamped in Michmash. Right, so far, you know, um people of Israel saw that they were vastly outnumbered, so they began to run. And upon that, Slakia, Saul, upon Saul seeing that, and then also realizing that Samuel hadn't come in the time he said he was going to come, he grew impatient and made haste in offering the burnt and peace offerings um when Samuel told him not to do that. He just told him to wait for him to come. So he disobeyed that. He disobeyed the Lord, because it was an order from the Lord, commandment from the Lord. Verse 17, and the spoilers came out of the camp of the Philistines in three companies. One company turned unto the way that leadeth to Ophrah, to the land of Shual, and another company turned away to Beth Horon. Another company turned to the way of the border that looketh to the valley of Zeboim, toward the wilderness. Now there was no smith found throughout all the land of Israel, for the Philistines said, Lest the Hebrews make them swords or spears. But all the Israelites went down to the Philistines to sharpen every man his share, and his cutler, and his axe, and his mattocks. Yet they had a file for the mattocks, and for the cutlers, for the forks, and for the axes, and to sharpen the goads. So it came to pass in the day of battle that there was neither sword nor spear found in the hand of any of the people that were with Saul and Jonathan. But with Saul and with Jonathan his son was there found, and the garrison of the Philistines went out to the passage of Michmash. Alright, so at the end there, Saul realized he had only 600 men left with him, and then the Philistines had sent, I believe it was three raiding parties, and then also the Israelites were at a huge disadvantage because they had no blacksmiths. And then, you know, yeah, that's about it. Oh, and then on the day of the battle, only Saul and Jonathan had weapons because the Philistines had removed the other blacksmiths to keep the Israelites from making weapons. So yeah, that's about it for the 13th chapter. You know, so quick summary. Um, uh, Jonathan had attacked a garrison of Philistines, and they went to war. The Israelites were outnumbered and so afraid. And then you had Saul disobeying the Lord, and then Samuel rebuked him, and then Israel's and then Israel were at a huge disadvantage at the end, basically. Yeah, that's about it. Is there anything else? Nah, I think that's it. So yeah, so until next time, Shalom.